Bangarang Rufio, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lost Boys Gaming. Well, the announcement came through this morning and we are indeed getting a Nintendo Direct tomorrow afternoon. Before we hop into what we can expect though from tomorrow's Direct, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video today, and let me know down in the comments what things you're expecting to see and what things you hope to see from a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Alright, first things first, we spoke a little bit about Batman being leaked yesterday by a French retailer. So this is the first thing that I can kind of assume and think that we will see in a Nintendo Direct, is that we do get the confirmation that Batman Arkham City Collection is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Whether or not we get a release date or specifics more about that, I would imagine that we'd get some sort of a trailer, though maybe a release date. I would hope. I think that that's something that would make sense, something that we've seen pop up for just currently and recently, and that would make sense to me that we see this Batman Arkham City Collection be talked about, and it showed off a little bit about what it's going to be like on this Nintendo Switch. The next thing that makes sense to me is, we got it up here on the screen right now, is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and we're coming up on the Pink Puff's 30th anniversary. It makes sense that we'd get a little bit more about this game as we near its release date in March. And then also to maybe hear a little bit more about anything else that they may be doing for Kirby and in the 30th anniversary there. I know we are pretty disappointed about what happened with Zelda's 35th anniversary. We didn't get anything really for The Legend of Zelda. We got a handheld and we got Skyward Sword, which was awesome, but other than that, they really kind of fell flat on the 30th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda. So it'll be interesting to see if they do anything different for Kirby, or if we get anything else other than the Forgotten Lands. But this game does look pretty awesome to me. I'm excited to dive into a 3D world with Kirby. So I guess we'll see what happens there, but I would expect to see some sort of an update, and some new trailers, some new gameplay for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'd also expect to see something for Advanced Wars Reboot Camp 1 and 2. We know this game was slated to come out late last year, but it got bumped to sometime this year. I would expect to see a more official and more hammered down release date, potentially. At least mentioned something about it, that it let us know what's going on there. I would have a hard time to think that this doesn't get mentioned or brought up at all during the Direct. They said that we're going to have 40 minutes about. I think that this would be something that would make sense. It's already been announced. We know it's coming, that they would need to give us a little bit of a touch point on Advanced Wars Reboot Camp 1 and 2. I also, this is kind of a personal hope, is that we could see some Mario Party Superstars DLC. It seems that in the last couple of weeks, Nintendo has actually done quite a bit of tweets and promotional marketing around Mario Party Superstars. It only has 5 levels and 100 mini games. I could definitely see this being something that they up with additional levels, more mini games. It's something that needs to be done. The game is phenomenal. I've loved this game. I think it runs better and it's a more enjoyable experience than Super Mario Party. I know that game was fun, but being able to play in the handheld mode is a big game changer for me. Being able to play online, I know that they added that towards the tail end of Super Mario Party, but online play is excellent. Being able to link up with your friends and kind of save your spot in the games has been great. So I would hope to see that they'd add some more boards, some more characters. Ideally, this would be a free update, as the game does feel a little bit thin in its current state. But I mean, I know that I would be willing to fork over $20 or however much to gain access to those additional levels, additional characters, additional mini games. So hopefully something like that pops up. I think that would be a huge boost to that title. It's something that I feel like would be a nice little announcement as well. I think something else that we may see, I don't know if we'll see it here, or if they'd wait till an indie world, but hopefully it'd be nice to see Silksong get announced. I know it's coming to some other platforms, but it hasn't been officially announced yet for the Switch that I'm aware of. It'd be nice to see a release date for that. I mean, Hollow Knight's it's a fun Metroidvania game. Be able to see that announced for the Switch officially and give it a release date, I think would be awesome. So hopefully we see something for Silksong as well. Then the last couple things here that are kind of up in the air that I really hope that we do at least get some mention of. The big what if, I guess, question is if we see any sort of an online Switch Online update. And I would imagine that we would probably receive our our release date for Majora's Mask, which is supposed to hit this month to the Switch Online Plus expansion pack. I have a hard time seeing them not mentioning this at all during the Direct tomorrow. I think we'll get at least a release date for that. I would hope that they maybe give a little bit more insight to what they plan to do with Switch Online. Even the $20 version, they haven't added any SNES or NES games in some time, and I feel like that's definitely something that they need to add in here to make it valuable for the customer. I mean, even if you're not paying for the expansion pass, you're still paying $20 a month for that base online service, and they haven't really done anything to upgrade or supplement what we've been told they continue to do. And just the lack of games and new titles there is really concerning. So I hope that they have some sort of an update for the Switch Online, maybe some plans that they have going forward. But like I mentioned, I think that at minimum we will receive the release date for Majora's Mask there. And then also the last two really big questions is Splatoon 3 and Breath of the Wild 2. I think that as we talked about a little bit earlier in the last leak, we kind of mentioned that Splatoon 3 actually looks like it might be slated for after Breath of the Wild 2. So that begs the question of, if not, which game is going to come out first? Is Breath of the Wild going to be slated for the summer and Splatoon later in the year? So that's a big question to see if we receive any additional information on Splatoon 3, such as a release date, to give us an idea of when we might see that game. And then obviously with Breath of the Wild 2, we haven't received much information about that game at all since E3. So it'd be interesting to see if we can potentially get a full title release. If we can get their title release, get a time frame of a potential release date other than just the 2022 that they've showed. So I think that'll be interesting to see, as well as if we get more Breath of the Wild 2 information. My gut kind of tells me that we might not. But I've always kind of just sat on the fence that Nintendo's not going to give us Breath of the Wild 2 stuff until they are really ready. So if they do give us something, I think that is probably closer to being ready than we may think. The other question is, if we don't get anything for Breath of the Wild 2, that maybe we see the potential for a Wind Waker HD or a Twilight Princess HD bundle or individual releases. I think that that's something that we could see, and Nintendo can kind of push out to hold us over until we do get some more Breath of the Wild news, until it is able to be released. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there with Breath of the Wild 2, what kind of information they can give us, what things they may have to show us. So other than that, those are kind of the big things that I feel like we can potentially see this year, or this Direct. Hopefully we get some new surprise announcements. I think that Nintendo always kind of keeps some things up their sleeve. But the important thing is to always remember to hype responsibly, is make sure that you're not getting overhyped for things. I feel like I definitely go into these, and sometimes I expect a little bit too much, and it's a little bit less than ideal of what you would hope for. But just go in with an idea of maybe some of the things that we may see. There's always some nice surprises in there as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the Direct. Make sure you guys let me know down in the comments what things you're most excited for, what things you hope to see. And I'd like to invite you guys again one more time to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thanks you guys for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the Direct. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.